Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that sits right at the very foundation of your website's success, yet it's almost always completely overlooked. We're talking about how accidental internal linking might just be the silent killer of your search engine rankings. Take a second to really think about this quote from our source material today. Internal linking is the strategy that defines which pages Google thinks are important on your site. If you get this wrong, your absolute best content, the pages you've spent hours and hours crafting, it all just gets completely ignored by Google. It's literally like building a masterpiece of a house, but totally forgetting to pave a road leading up to the front door. So be honest with me for a second. Are your internal links managed by accident? Most websites actually manage their internal links completely by accident rather than by intentional design. People just throw links up whenever they remember to, without any real strategy. And trust me, it absolutely shows in their rankings. So today, we're going to diagnose these silent killers and, more importantly, we're going to fix them. Okay, Section 1, the internal linking secret. Before we can fix the mistakes, we need to establish what an internal link actually is and what it's doing for your site. Basically, an internal link is simply a link from one page on your site to another, but they do some serious heavy lifting. First, they help your human visitors actually navigate around. Second, and this is absolutely crucial for SEO, they pass ranking signals. Linking from a popular, highly trusted page to a newer one is basically like raising your hand and telling Google, hey, look over here, this new page is important, you should definitely pay attention to it.
Right, moving on to mistake 1, orphan pages. These are the lonely, forgotten corners of your website.
An orphan page is exactly what it sounds like. It's a page that absolutely no other page on your entire site links to. And why does this matter? Well, if Google's automated crawler, Googlebot, cannot find a link leading to a page, it might literally never index it. Even if you've done everything else right and put that page in your sitemap, pages with zero internal links just get crawled way less often. They receive zero authority from the rest of your site, and honestly, as a result, they just don't rank. Fortunately, fixing this is super easy. First, you just run a site crawl using a tool like Screaming Frog, Sitebulb, or honestly, just your Google Search Console. Next, filter that down for pages with absolutely zero incoming links. And finally, the quick fix. Jump into your existing related articles and add 2 or 3 contextual links pointing directly to those orphans. You just gotta bring them back into the family, you know? Let's tackle mistake 2, repetitive anchors. Now we're zooming in on the actual words your visitors are clicking on. So anchor text is simply the clickable text of a link. Now, a lot of people treat anchor text like it's just a mechanical keyword slot, right? They stamp the exact same phrase over and over again. But if every single link pointing to your shoe review page says exactly best running shoes in 2026, well, that doesn't look natural to Google at all. It looks overly optimized and kind of spammy. Anchor text is a signal, and mechanical repetition is a massive mistake. And think about those classic click here or learn more links we see everywhere. If you use those, Google gets absolutely zero context about the destination page. But if you use varied descriptive text, like crawl issues, technical SEO audit, or how Google reads your site structure, you're giving Google a much richer, multi-angled understanding of that page. Natural variation is always going to beat mechanical repetition, hands down. Which brings us to mistake 3, missing hierarchy. This is where your entire site structure can completely break down. Think about it like this. If some random blog post from 3 years ago has 20 internal links pointing to it, but your absolute top money-making service page only has 2, Google gets completely confused about what actually matters on your site. To fix this, you need to structure your site like a pyramid. Your homepage links to your main categories, those link down to subcategories, and, crucially, your deeper blog posts link back up to those relevant service pages. This funnels and concentrates your authority exactly where you need it most. That hierarchy naturally leads us right into mistakes 4 and 5. Placement. This is all about exactly where your links live and exactly where they lead. So there's a huge distinction here. Navigation links are your menus, your footers, your sidebars. They appear on every single page. Contextual links, on the other hand, are placed naturally inside your body paragraphs where they're highly relevant to the topic. Relying purely on navigation links is a critical mistake. Why? Because Google treats those contextual links, the ones right inside the meat of your text, with far more weight as a relevance signal. A really great habit is just taking 5 minutes every time you publish a new article to add natural in-text links from older relevant posts. It compounds beautifully over time. And that brings us to the dreaded 404, Mistake number 5 is hitting a dead end. A broken internal link returning a 404 error is basically a double whammy. It completely wastes your crawl budget, which is the limited time Google spends indexing your site, and it flushes your hard-earned authority straight down the drain. No one wants that. So the crucial takeaway here is you need to establish a maintenance routine. Run a monthly crawl, or check your Search Console coverage report specifically for internal 404s. When you find them, fix them. Update the link in the text to the correct live URL, or set up a 301 redirect, which basically acts as a permanent change of address form for your web browser. Whatever you do, don't let your authority leak out through broken pipes. Okay, let's move to the finale, the golden rules of linking. Let's hit some rapid-fire guidelines to make sure your newly optimized site architecture stays flawless.
First, rapid-fire question. How many internal links should a page actually have? You don't want to overdo it, but you definitely don't want to underlink either. While there isn't an official limit from Google, they usually just say a reasonable number, there is absolutely a sweet spot for optimal SEO.
In practice, most pages benefit from 3 to 10 genuinely useful contextual internal links. And remember what we learned just a minute ago? Those repetitive navigation links in your menus and footers? Yeah, they do not count toward this number. We are talking strictly about 3 to 10 high-quality links living right inside the body content.
Next question. Does the position of an internal link on the page matter? Like, you might wonder if burying a link at the very bottom of an article changes its impact compared to putting it right up at the top.
And the answer to that is a resounding yes. Links higher up in the main body content absolutely carry more weight than footer links or links pushed way down the page. Google's crawlers prioritize prominent, contextual links. So the big takeaway here is to place your absolute most important internal links naturally within the first few paragraphs of your content. All right, here's a very common trap. Should I link to my homepage from every single page? It feels natural, right? We all constantly want to point back home to our main brand hub. But is it actually the right move for your site's architecture? Actually, no. Think about it. Your navigation menu already links to the homepage from literally every single page on your site. Adding more homepage links inside your body paragraphs is usually completely unnecessary. And worse, it dilutes the authority that should be flowing to your deeper, less linked service and content pages. Focus your internal links on the pages that actually need the authority boost, not the homepage that already has plenty. Which brings us to our final thought. Technically, having too many links might not trigger an outright penalty from Google, but if a page is just covered in dozens of links, it massively dilutes the authority passed by each one, and it totally ruins the readability for a human being. So I'll leave you with this question. Are your pages looking like unreadable lists of blue text, or is every single link genuinely useful to your reader? Audit your site today, fix those silent killers, and turn your internal linking into a powerful asset. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.